In this video, we are going to discuss about a very powerful tool in the Java programming object-oriented paradigm, and that's called as interfaces. And interfaces are the special kind of classes which have the variables as the finals. The final variables are generally the constants, and the methods are all abstract. So just let me create one instance of that. For that, I'm going to create one class. Actually, this is the interface, so I have to click this one, and I'm going to name it as calculate. So this is my class, and here in this class I will have a variable like public double pi equal to 3.142f. This is double value, and this is final, means I'm just using this one as pi. So if you want to use a constant, then you can use it, and you can just refer it by this word called pi, and then you can have the methods like the abstract public void show. So this is one method. Then abstract public void calculate, or make it as double area. And one more, abstract public double, and this is circumference. So I have three methods, all are abstract, and this is the variable which is a double, and but its kind is final. This is a constant, means the pi value is already assigned a value of 3.142, and then nobody can change it because it's a final constant. Same with the abstract methods are just the methods which has just declared, but they have not been defined, so we have to define them definitely. And these three are all abstract classes. So I just go for another class that is called circle. So this is my public class circle, and it has the radius r and one constructor. Then I want this class to implement that methods which are offered by the calculate. Now you see, whenever it says underline, and then it asks you to override those methods. So implements methods means here we have three methods which are just abstract, and three methods which are just abstract, and we need to simply define them. So how can I do that? Just you click on this red bulb, and now you see implement method. Now all these methods which are abstract are just showing this. Click on this. So now here say they will all be defined with a body. Definitely I have to write something different. Return 0 because this one had the return type double. This is return 0 because this one also have return type double. Now I have a class which has the variable circle, radius, and it has a constructor. So the constructor is already working. Now I have to work with show. So for that, first here I write calculate area. So I'll use this word pi into r into r. So this is my area. Then here also I will use 2 into pi into r. So now this also is calculated. Now inside the show function I'll call these two methods because I don't want them to call from outside. You can call them from outside also, there's no problem, but displaying does not make any sense. Like when you are entering the radius, at least the circle's property like the circumference and the area which you are interested to knowing, so that's why you can call this in single. So I'll just design this special system.out.println, and then here I'll write area equal to plus, and then from here you call this function because I'm inside the very same class where this function have been defined, so I don't need to use any object or the dot operator. It should be the print ln. Same thing we can do for this other line, which is simply sorry Control V. My god, sometimes the keyboard also. This is Control C, Control V, and there I will write this as a circumference. Circum. Then I go into my control room. From there I'll create the object of this class circle. Now circle CC equals new circle. I pass the radius as 10, and then with the help of CC I simply call show function. The rest will be managed by the show function itself, because when show will be calling those two methods like the area and circumference, already they will be invoked in the calculation, will return back to us. So here the show function will be displaying the circumference and the area of the circle. So this is a simple example. The powerful tool that the C++, those who have the background in C++, those who understand the C++, then they know that there is a term called the multiple inheritance, where one class inherits from two or more classes. This is called the multiple inheritance. Java does not promote the idea of the multiple inheritance directly, but multiple inheritance is such a powerful tool in the modern programming techniques and the implications. Like if a programming language which does not use the idea of the multiple inheritance, it will create a lot of trouble for those who use this language to develop a real-time application. Means multiple programming, multiple inheritance, multiple inheritance is a very common thing, and the Java, since Java doesn't use the pointer, that's why the Java got rid of this multiple inheritance idea. But it was so powerful that they were forced to implement this idea. And now here you say that I have a class circle which is just implementing. This is a kind of simple single level inheritance, because circle is just inheriting one. This is called a circumference. Now those who have studied the geometry, they know that the circle is a plane figure, and if you just think about the cylinder is something which is raised over a circle, because the base of the solid cylinders are generally circle. So here if I say that if I create another class and just I try to make some twist into this so that you can understand the idea of the multiple inheritance also in the same video. So for that I'm going to create a class cylinder. So this is my class cylinder, and this class cylinder will extend circle. Okay, so this class extends circle. Now here you see I have this one. I don't want any of these things from here. I remove them. I don't want the implementation here. I want my circle class to implement, but I want to use the features of this class. So I'll simply go and create a constructor in the cylinder. I simply copy it from here and then simply paste it here, make it as a cylinder. Now this is my cylinder. So there I need, because cylinder have the two variables, int height as well as the radius. So radius I'll be using from circle class. So here I take the two variable int x and int y. With the help of super I will pass x. This is my super, so the x is passed there, and now the height I will initialize with. So the h will be initialized with the value of y. So it means the y stored the value to this. Now I want this class circle to implement. So here I write implements. So the class cylinder, which is inheriting from circle, that's why it says that. At the same time this is also inheriting, but the Java does not promote the idea of the multiple inheritance. So that's why this technique is employed, that instead of writing the keyword extends, we will be using the keyword implements, but the meaning is kind of same. Now our class, public class cylinder, is extending to the circle class and implementing the calculate method. So now the cylinder class have got the two super classes kind of. circle and calculate, but they are using the term implement. That's why it makes it a little different than the ordinary multiple inheritance, but you can take it that way because it is just a kind of multiple inheritance only. Now here I implement these methods. Now she is asking me to override those methods here. So now these methods are overridden. Now instead of area I'll use surface area. That's all you know, that's 2 pi rh. So 2 into pi into r into h, and then here I'll calculate the circumference. It doesn't make any sense here, so you use it as volume, or I could have designed the calculate class only, like instead of area I'll name it as surface area, and here instead of this I'll use volume, and I can use one more that is called as the total area or the total surface area. I'll call it TS area. Now I go back into this one, and again to make the whole thing simple I just remove all those defined overridden functions, and again I say that implement circle. Now this time it will implement all those 4 methods. Here's done. Now it makes a little more sense in terms of this cylinder, that the volume will be pi r square h, so pi into r into r into h, and then here we have the total surface area, that is actually 2 pi r into r plus h. So this is done, and then I have surface area, which is also called lateral surface area. I can use 2 pi r, so 2 into pi into r into h. So now everything is done. Now I need to use this show function, and there I'll call system dot out dot print ln, and this is area, no, the volume equals, and then I simply call this function volume. Yes, and then I simply copy and paste just to save some tiny packets of time. So I call it as curved surface area, and this function will become S area, and then here I need semicolon or a dot one and this one, and then here I'll copy this whole line, paste it again. Sorry, unnecessarily when you inherit doesn't make that everything start following your dictate. So here I go and pass button and call this total surface area. So this is total surface area, and just I have to change this name as total surface area or TS area. Now everything is done. This is should be cylinder. So all those red lines are gone. Now I'm coming back to my control room, from where I'll implement this. Instead of this I'll be using the object of cylinder. Cylinder equals new cylinder, and then I need to pass 2 variable. I pass the radius as the multiple of 7, so I just make it as 14, and I take height as 100. Let's see, and then everything is formed, and this time you understood what is the whole meaning of the idea called interfaces. I think I made myself pretty clear. If you have any doubt, then you can write the answers and the queries in the comment section. Otherwise all is good. Thank you very much. Just subscribe to our channel and keep watching us. Have a nice time.